And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this championship weekend edition here of On Deck here on CSR, of course. Well, of course, yours truly, Charles Prodigy Richey, returning for the first time in a long time. I know I've been quite away. Glad to be back for right now, but just want to apologize in case anyone's been left in limbo. I've definitely been tackled with some stuff the last few months, but glad to be back on here right now as we got some stuff right now to catch up right now. Losing yet another legend right now, sports world, and of course Major League Baseball. And a lot of blacks are heartbroken to see pass away. Hammer and Hank Aaron right there, a true revolutionary. Get to him in just a moment, and then I will spin off and go into NBA fast break. Lakers and Nets right now seem to be the two hot teams right now. Lakers are tied for first with the Clippers in the Western Conference as the defending NBA champions. But you also got the LA Clippers right now. We're trying to prove they could get back and not and try and get to their first conference final ever in franchise history. But you also got a Nets team across the board right now who's been having some in and out issues with Kyrie Irving, wondering where his head is at. Just seeing James Harden just come over to the Nets about over a week and a half ago, see what they could translate. If they could make a successful trio in the NBA to not only be the top team in the East, but possibly the defending NBA champions, Los Angeles Lakers. Can they bring a title to Brooklyn? Also, from there, NFC and AFC Championship Conference weekend to wrap up the show in the last two segments. Once again, you guys can follow me on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Prodigy Richey. You could also check me out as far as on the Mass Steel podcast, which can be followed on Twitter at Mass Steel CGR, at Mass Steel CGR on Twitter, at Mass Steel Nation on Instagram right now. Definitely, we got a lot of stuff to get into right now. Like I said, let's start first and foremost with the passing of Hank Aaron right now. Definitely a sad day, nonetheless, to see him go, taken out of this life right now. And when you really truly look at, this guy right here, a true icon on and off, the field of the diamond of baseball, and more to it than just that. You look at a guy right now, when we look at currently where we're at in today's society, as far as like with trying to get racial issues addressed, oppression right now. You even just had one of the longest challenged elections that we ever seen in the history of this world, which is quite embarrassing, by the way. And you've seen how people flipped out over a couple of weeks ago, taking it to as far as like the grounds on Capitol Hill. At the White House, people right there. You see a lot of stuff right there. A lot of it looked like white supremacism right there, but you also look at where we are as a country and how disturbing it is. I think when I look at a guy like Hank Aaron right here, I look at a guy right here at the end of the day. When you think about him, what he's meant, to this world right here. Look at this. When he was trying to even challenge for Babe Ruth's home run record, he was getting a lot of like threats, including like death threats and stuff. Not only him, but I'm sure people close to him, including with his family right here. You look at a guy right here who was quoted and saying on the 20th anniversary of his home run, remember, which he made in 1974, he said, and quote, "It really made me see for the first time a clear picture of what this country is about." He said, "My kids had to live like they were in prison because of kidnap threats, and I had to live like a pig in a slaughter camp. I had to duck. I had to go back. I had to go out the back door of the ballparks. I had to have a police escort with me all the time. I was getting threatening letters every single day. All these things had put a bad taste in my mouth, and it won't go away. They carved a piece of my heart away." You know what? And that's the sickening thing about this. And what we're trying to right now, try and come together. Not just for humanitarian sake, but as a clear picture as well of what this country is about. Just all across the board, what we're trying to do here. It is just beyond embarrassing the way this stuff continues to go down right now. A clear picture. And like I said, I will just say this: from the events that have been happening the last time, a clear picture. More embarrassed seeing the outbursts of people, and I want to encourage people to keep fighting good fights. But the outlashes and what we're trying to do, getting physical with each other, including men in uniform, you know what? I have no place for that, including racism in this country. That needs to be top priority, trying to get corrected. And now you're starting to see some other movements coming up here, which is really stirring up the pot. And it's really a shame right now these days, and just cannot be happening right now. But like I said, in respects to Aaron, Hank Aaron right now, Hammer and Hank, like I said, he was an icon on and off the field. And you know what? He was truly, in by all means, the ultimate symbolism as far as, you know what, in this world, when you're trying to achieve something, you're going to come across haters. Haters are going to hate right there. They're going to try and talk down on you or talk against you for what you're trying. Bottom line is, at the end of the day, everyone has to be the better person. Keep your eyes on the prize, because it's just no way that we're going to get any more farther if we don't, hold ourselves accountable. But like I said, be the better person. Don't get caught up in the noise. With that being said, rest in peace, Hank Aaron. Lost sadly at the age of 86, 2 weeks shy of his 87th birthday, which will have been February 5th. So let's have a quick moment of silence for 30 seconds, real quick. All right. Thank you, everyone. Now let's go ahead and get in some other topics right now, including right now the NBA right now. Two hottest teams right now at it, or actually, I should say three right now. You got the Lakers right now, who are tied for first place with the Clippers, which they've only faced one time, ironically, just like last year. And right now, have only faced them one time since opening night, since losing by 7 points right there. They should have been blown out, quite frankly, in that first game. But at the same time, too, that was a team right there who was just coming off such a short turnaround, and really they hadn't had much time to rest. Since coming out of the bubble right there, you've seen LeBron James right here. He's been playing all 16 games since coming out of it. And you look at everything right now where we're at in the league of basketball right now. Like I said, I gotta say from this, the Brooklyn Nets right now, who seem to be trending in the wrong direction for right now, but only time will tell to a certain form. I gotta be honest with you. Speaking of the Clippers too, you got your former head coach Doc Rivers right now, 11-5, first in the NBA. Who else saw this coming right there? Trying to get in there with talent. When you look at the likes of that roster in that town right here, you look at the players on here. You still got Ben Simmons right here, Joel Embiid right here, Dwight Howard too, even current NBA champion now with the Sixers right now. I'm sure he would be liking to peck his brain right now, but Dwight Howard, he's been kind of bounced all over since the end of his Magic days right there. But you look at right now where the Nets stand more particularly right now. Right now without Kyrie Irving, they have been 6-3. With him in the lab, 4-5. Kyrie Irving, when we've been hearing the build-up about him trying to want to pair with the like Kevin Durant, you would figure it would have been like a match made in heaven. It did not obviously seem to be the case for that moment, but at the same time, too, we also look at a guy right now who's, he seems to be standing out for the right stuff outside the sport of basketball, trying to speak up on race and a lot of things that are going on in the country, especially in our society, especially with Black Lives Matter. But however, there's been a lot of times though too where organizations have been supporting him, supporting the players, and he has not been, supporting back like his franchise fully embraced. You look at a guy right here who's been one of the bigger problems, if you ask me, Kyrie Irving right now. At the end of the day, very close, questionable, almost like a week or two ago, if he should have been forfeiting his who could have had his contract terminated right here. The guy who signed right now a 4-year, what was it, $136.49 million contract right now. And for the time being with the Nets, true. It's just a bad look right now, because when you're looking without Kyrie Irving, who has not played in 9 games, who has played not as far as 9 games, 6-3, 6-3 since being without him. Of course, it's a little bit more pressure on a guy like Kevin Durant, who's coming off a severe injury over a year and a half ago. Now you got James Harden in the lap. They're 2-2 right now. But I tell you what, there's some chemistry issues and flaws. Very disturbing stuff right now to see how they're gonna figure this out. Right now, when I look across the opposite side, the Lakers right now seem to be picking up, and they seem to be trending in the right direction, if you ask me. I mean, the Lakers, for the most part, right now, I mean, when we look at it, here's the thing. I feel like right now, with the segment that I just pitched over here, I'm going to skip the first commercial break, by the way. So we're going to segue right into NFL in just a moment here. But you want to know who's stock, who's rising, and who's falling? I probably have to go right now with the Lakers. Lakers is rising right now. They're the only team that's unbeaten on the road this season at 8-0. And then when you look at what they've been able to do without Anthony Davis, 2-0 without him, and Sermon Lap, 10-4. Winning on the road, I think, speaks volumes right there. Whether you're beating teams, like who? I mean, maybe when you look at it right now, I mean, the teams they've beaten the Bucks pretty much, and you can maybe argue like the Memphis Grizzlies so far. I mean, other than that, I mean, right now, I mean, the Lakers right now, they seem like they got a lot of things clicking for them right now. I'm glad to see LeBron James deliver a championship to that town right now. But I got to tell you, that stock declining.
What time is it? Game time!